Tunisia, combating Islam and the new republic's purgatory tendencies. Sadak Belaid, who was appointed by President Kais Saied as coordinator of the National Deliberative Commission for the preparation of a new constitution, has publicly expressed his vicious hostility towards Islam, as well as his naked opposition to the feelings of Muslims in Tunisia, with his slapping statement that the draft new constitution would not include Islam as the state religion, as was the case in previous man-made constitutions, where this attitude surpassed his evil and ignorant master in opposing Islam and Muslims. To that end, we at the Tunisian Hizb ut Tahrir/Walayat media office explain as follows. The Commission has taken the same approach as its counterparts from the committee that drafted the previous positive constitution by following the same approach, namely a hostile and opposed approach to removing Islam from the system of government, as well as legislation in the constitution and all other legislation, so that the revolution seems to be a revolution as if to go against Islam and its laws. While everyone realizes that the absence of Islam from the reality of life is the cause of misery and suffering. So the Tunisian people only demand the overthrow of the bankrupt modernist secular regime that came to power in late 2010. The first article, which states that Tunisia is a free country. Islam is its religion, does not make Islam affect the state and society. The constitution of the modern state exists and is still at war with Islam and its laws. There is no difference between the 1959 constitution or the 2014 constitution, or the decrees of President Kais Saied, all of which stem from the litigation of a man-made system that governs with other than the laws revealed by Allah. The Commission's omission by the Commission's coordinator of the mention of Islam as a formal reference to the state reveals the continuation of Tunisia's rulers on a bleak Western path aimed at satisfying Islam-hating France, and linking Tunisia with the colonial tale. Belaid expressed his deep hatred for anything Islamic when he stated that his aim was to confront parties with Islamic references, not realizing that the call of Muslims in their Islamic countries to adopt Islam was a natural and clear condition recognized by common sense. As for those who are imprisoned in Western culture, then they are in a state of emergency and who caused the fall, are removed by the Ummah, and their existence will be wiped out when the Ummah has regained its authority and control in the near future, with the permission of Allah SWT. O people of Tunisia! Indeed, the war waged by those rulers against your religion and your Islam has reached a very wide level. After their insistence on removing Islam from the constitution and legislation, it is your duty to fight this secular absurdity, which targets your Islamic identity and way of life in accordance with Islamic laws. Allah SWT says, they wanted to extinguish the light, religion, of Allah with their mouths, speech, but Allah rejected it, instead wishing to perfect His light, even though the disbelievers did not like it. Quran Surah At-Tawbah 9:32. Real and productive changes can only be made if it is based on the Islamic constitution, which is taken from the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of His noble Prophet in which the articles regulate the Islamic political system which is unique and second to none, namely a system based on maintenance, not protection. Based on maneuvering and trickery to get into position. Rasulullah said, an imam, head of state, is a shepherd, leader of his people, and he will be held accountable for the people he leads. Narrated by Bukhari. A constitution whose articles on economics explain how to deal with property affairs, namely economic policy, where Islam has put its finger on the source of disease in society and healed it. Allah says, so that the treasure does not circulate only among the rich among you. Quran Surah Al-Hazr 59:7. Islam enacts laws that prevent the concentration of wealth in the hands of only a small group of people in society. A constitution that establishes foreign policy in a way that makes Islam sovereign, and establishes a great state that unites all Muslims, and brings good to all mankind. Hizb ut Tahrir presents to you the draft constitution which is ready to be implemented, which contains solutions for all crises. For that, Fight with his beauty to rear so that the Islamic constitution can be practiced and implemented, because in it there is the pleasure of your Lord, as well as the happiness of the world and the hereafter.